Welcome, everybody. This is hour 3 of our MogTalk 50 one-year anniversary episode. And it's already so boring that Happy's falling asleep over there.
No.
Come on, man.
I'm tired. I was up at 4 a.m. All right.
Excuses.
Yeah.
Listen,
You know what time I was up
to be
till?
up for I used to stream for like 14 hours, Sly. What happened to that? I miss those days, Sly.
Really?
I was up till 6.
You miss
Come
the
on.
days? I actually stream over 12 hours a day.
A day? You mean overnight?
Okay. I have with us tonight, obviously, Mr. Happy here, with the green screen behind him. You look fabulous, man. You look fabulous. Yeah. And then I have returning from like 30, 40 minutes ago, Sly, a.k.a. Greyfox, a.k.a. Ethys Substitute. How are you doing, man?
Yes.
Pretty good.
Yes.
I'm
never end.
a.k.a. my blue boy. Hey, you guys say blue boy? You guys say my blue boy?
my blue boy. Your boy.
My blue boy. I like that. I like that one, actually.
It was Granny would die.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
No, you guys mean a lot to me because you guys are out there helping support. You're helping support me all the time. And people may not see that, but you guys give a lot of support to me, and I really appreciate it. Hey, and I use like half your FC members for my shows.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, tonight we're going to talk about streaming Final Fantasy XIV, mainly because both of you guys are extremely big, I think, big figures in the Final Fantasy streaming community. Sly, definitely, yeah, no joke, man. You are like the original streamer of Final Fantasy. Like, you've been streaming for how long have you been streaming Final Fantasy, Sly?
Since about 2013. That's when I really started. It was the second wave of the beta for PS4.
Right.
And I was on FanFest and as a gladiator, and look where I am now. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've upgraded.
I've upgraded.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
And I mean, and Happy, you've been streaming for quite a while too. But the thing, I'm just gonna merit Sly real quick, and this is not to discredit Happy at all. Sly, you don't have. Yeah, Happy started streaming, and you had a really good backing to support you because you do a lot of amazing work behind the scenes. Sly, you just started streaming, right? You didn't have anything. You've been building your community ever since you started. I don't know why you don't have partnership right now.
Wait. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I did have
Okay.
As I grew, I had support. There was always support.
Well, yeah, it grows. You started.
He's the guy who won the thing at the FanFest. He's the guy who won the stuff, the Alienware stuff. That's he's the guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, one of them, right? So, I mean, is that what got you credit? Is that where you got your support? Because you won.
No.
Because you won at
I
FFXIV?
don't think anybody knew who I was then. Like, hardly.
I met you then.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's how this thing happened.
I can't. By the way, I can't turn you up, Sly, because yeah, there you go.
Oh, don't worry. I harass him for this every week on the show.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm yelling. Yeah.
Yeah. Just start yelling, Sly. Just yell all the time. That would be great. If you could go ahead and do that. But
Beard wins.
how is that Alienware treating you, Sly?
It's the keyboard for my potato right here.
Okay, I gotcha. I love your potato, by the way, because you don't play Final Fantasy on keyboard and mouse, right? You use a controller because you play on a PlayStation.
Yes, I use a controller, but I do have a keyboard. I have a Logitech keyboard.
So you have a different keyboard. So you don't even use this keyboard you won.
No, I mean I use it for
Not on the PS4.
mainly, not on the PS4.
Okay.
But on the PC. There's just the Logitech keyboard I have for just typing, chat, things like that.
Okay, I gotcha. I could also probably turn myself down a little bit and just back up a little bit from the mic, and maybe I won't drown out his noise so much. Happy can kind of come back to like this. But yeah, Happy, you started streaming from like out any kind of base behind you, right?
Who, me or Happy?
Yeah, you, it's like.
Oh no, like yeah, I started.
And you grew that.
Yeah, it culminated from me like watching Twitch for a long time before, I got PS4, we got the functionality, and then I just decided, hey, let me try this thing, and then eventually Final Fantasy came out, and I started streaming that and streaming my experience from day one. So, like,
That's
you've
pretty awesome.
you've seen me from day one up until now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Happy, you've been streaming for like way before FanFest too. I mean, you've been streaming a while. And you put out like a ridiculous amount of content. We've talked about this when you were on the show before. I mean, you might wake up in the morning and you'll have a thought and you're like, this needs to be a video. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they're not always the greatest thoughts, but it's like, can I do that? Because, I mean, we had the Boxman video.
Ethys was talking to me about that when he was on earlier.
Was
Yeah, he was saying about how that guy is just getting beefed up from holding that box all day, and that you kind of created that theory.
There's a whole slew of Boxmen throughout all of Eorzea. The Gold Saucer's got quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do want to talk about this mainly because you guys are streaming something that isn't necessarily thought as is something that's easy to stream. You're streaming an MMO, and MMOs, they can be like, WoW has a lot of backing because of PvP, so a lot of people will watch that, and people want to watch a lot more competitive stuff. But it's hard to like stream an MMO and keep people coming to your streams and like, I want to be there, I want it to be interesting. So how do you keep it interesting for your viewers coming in there? And I'll ask you first, Sly. How do you keep people watching your stream?
You make your own fun. That's just what you do. You just make your own fun, and that's how it's been ever since I've started. Like, for example, as of recent, there's just been the whole fish and chill thing because that's fun to me. It might not be fun to a lot of other people. It might be the most boring gather, but just having a cooler full of beer and just talking while I'm fishing and grinding, sure, it's fun. So really, it's all about the experience. And another thing I like to do is just some random stupid shit. 2-man T5, for example. Why the fuck would you do it?
Well, I mean, it's really hard to 2-man it when there's 8 people in there, and because you went in through the duty finder and.
Hey, listen, Hap. It was an accident, goddammit, and we got further than that party because obviously because we were unsynced, but still,
yeah,
it was an accident. Do you really have to give me shit in this podcast too? Really? Is that what we're gonna do?
It's not gonna leave you, man.
It never does.
It's because I love you, Sly. That's why.
I love you too.
I just want to see you do your best.
Yeah. Well, I do want to kind of go off on that point too. So actually, randomly, I'll have a stream where it's just me on there, sitting there, and I'm waiting for something to happen in Party Finder to stream it, because that would be kind of interesting to me to do. And in the end, I'm like, man, I guess I'll go buy some gear for my Black Mage that's level 26, because I apparently wasted all of its gear and threw it away. And it took me about an hour to do that, and I was just sitting there chatting with chat the entire time. I wasn't doing anything in the game that was remotely interesting. It was just me sitting there and talking to people, and that's some of my more successful streams is just doing that. So I'm completely there with you, Sly.
Oh yeah. Again, it's like some of those experiences happen from nothing. Room decorating.
Mm-hmm.
Like that happens a lot as of recent because of Lex and her hideous decoration choices.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen my room, it looks like a what did somebody call it? A roadside motel.
Sly, you want to live to the end of this podcast? Because you might want to stop because
no. She won't let me have my goddamn Bahamut statue. That's all I want. That's all I want is my Bahamut statue.
Wait, who's preventing you?
Lex, my waifu, my waifu I married in game. Yeah.
Okay.
No waifu.
All right. Well, I mean, you gotta kind of take charge, Sly.
Put on the pants, man.
Come on. I'm saying that, but I would get completely beat, and I wouldn't. The house looks exactly the way Kerr wants it to look. I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I'm with you there, man. So, Happy, same kind of question for you, man. So, going out there and streaming Final Fantasy XIV, how do you keep it interesting, and how do you keep people coming to your stream?
I mean, sometimes you wonder why people are even showing up. Like, you just have those days where you're like, I'm going to present this, and then you're like, wow, holy moly, there's a lot of people here today. And I think that I enjoy just doing anything where I'm not, too focused on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like he does fishing. I do mining occasionally. Like I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna go make a million gil real quick. unlike Sly, who's busy borrowing a million gil. Then we, it's just you can't escape it anywhere. And then I'll just play a variety of games. If I'm playing 14, I just try to make sure it's something that I can address people in chat. Because the one thing I hate is when somebody asks something and then it's like, oh, I'll get back to it, and I never get back to it.
It's impossible. Like if I'm doing anything where I have to pay attention in the game, I'm lucky to see anything that comes up in chat. I see ditto
face.
all the time, but you know.
Everybody has a raid face.
Yeah.
Everyone has a raid face. I was doing A4 Savage for like 7 hours this morning, but fortunately, that fight requires almost zero attention of a melee DPS. So,
you know, that's kind of true, but I can't tell you how many melee DPS die in every single Thornton group I do.
Well, that's Thornton. I'm talking about A4 Savage.
Oh, A4 Savage. Oh, yeah. So we were trying out a monk recently, and he's never entered A4S. And so we're like, okay, come in here. What do you need to know? I'm like, are you good with target dummies? Okay. There you go. You pretty much know to fight.
I was like Turn 7 Savage back in the day. Turn 7 Savage was like a dummy I had to turn away from occasionally. It was like, all right, whatever, I guess.
Yeah. So do you guys make streams where you're just saying, I'm not going to do anything serious. I'm going to do the least amount of serious that I can do with whatever in-game thing you're attempting to do. And just sit there and talk to chat for like 3 hours?
All the fucking time.
Oh, yeah. That's a big part of it. I mean, when the Feast comes out, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more PvP streams in general, just because the Feast is looking pretty beast.
Right.
Yes, I rhymed on purpose.
It was good.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, thanks. But even when I'm doing serious stuff, I can't help. It's just like second nature. I don't know how Sly 100% raid faces. I'm always just like,
I just do it, and it's between pulls. Like that's the only thing.
I'll do it between phases.
And I can do that too. I can do it too between phases. But I'll be in the middle of a sentence and sorry.
Yeah.
Right back to it. So it's kind of hard to do it between phases. So yeah, I have to do it between pulls. But yeah.
I try to do it in between pulls too, but at the same time, I'll look over there and then like I'll halfway start saying the thing and then I'm like, oh wait, never mind. And I completely forgot someone even asked me anything. And that's just, and like I lead the raid that I'm with, and so if I'm not paying attention to them.
Oh, so you're doing callouts.
I try to do callouts. So if I see a callout, I call it out. Our group kind of works in a way that like if someone sees it, they'll try to call it out, and usually whoever's just more attentive and can kind of handle calling it out will call it out. Like when I was playing Machinist on A4S, I couldn't see nothing. I couldn't see anything, right? And so I'm, the steam comes up off one of the legs. The tank needs to know where to go. I'm like, well, good luck. I'll try to call it out. And I'm the raid leader because I can't do it. I can't call it out, so I feel a little bit bad. I switched to Scholar, and now I'm Scholar on that fight. I see it almost every time. And that was actually a really good change for me, I think. Although it's kind of bad streaming, too. If I want to talk to anyone on a Scholar, you don't really do it. Unless if you're in DPS mode.
You slash follow and let the pet do all the healing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what every Scholar does, right? They're like, okay, where do I need to heal? When is a big hit that I got to add low or a Sakura or something, right? Everything else, I'm just doing my simple rotation.
Yeah, just DPS.
Yeah, but I have to see the steam, right? I have to see steam on the leg.
No, the tank needs to see the steam.
Okay. Goddamn. No, our tanks are pretty good about it now. At first, it was a little bit rough, but... and then you have to kind of go in, and I feel like actually being in that kind of position makes it a little bit interesting for streams. For example, I like going into Thornton X and doing learning parties. I love doing it because I'm sitting there.
You're gonna be a good mentor. Like
I'm ready for
you.
I'm world first mentor, guys. As soon as the servers come up, done. All right, because I love that. I feel like okay. It doesn't feel great when I'm farming it. It's kind of boring. It's repetitive. But if I'm going in there and I'm teaching these people how to clear the fight, and in the end, we actually do clear the fight, that feels good.
So you actually get joy from teaching.
I get joy from succeeding when teaching. I get anger when I fail at it.
That reminds me of the turn 5 I did for YouTube. I just duty findered into turn 5, and by the end of the lockout, we had it done. And I was like, "We're gonna do it! We're gonna do it!"
Yeah.
And then they let me die at the very end at like 2%. They like let an orb go completely past the tank, and I was like, "Oh, dead."
Oh god. I remember I was streaming A3S, and it was my first clear on A3S. I died 2-3 times in that, and for the end of the fight, I was dead for like a good minute or two. And then so I'm sitting there and I'm battling stream. Oh yeah, I didn't get carried. No, I deserve this clear. It was kind of an awkward situation.
Absolutely. You were there for 2 minutes of it.
Yeah, I was there for 2 minutes. I felt kind of bad. Now it's like not even a situation, but it was pretty bad. Okay, so I want to jump in a little bit, and we can get back to streaming Final Fantasy a little bit too. But I want to talk about your podcast, State of the Realm, which a lot of people, everyone in the chat probably is extremely familiar with. You guys run a pretty good show. A pretty good show, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm very impressed. It sucks that it's like at this time where it's like I'm finishing up work and I have to go and do everything that's important to life in that 1 hour after I get off work. And so I miss like half your show every single time.
Everything important to life.
Like walk my dogs, right? That's important. I gotta walk my dogs. I gotta go to the bank. I gotta get all the. Why do banks close so early, right? And so there's so many places, like if you want to go get like your tags done on your car, oh, well, they're closing at 5 o'clock. You get off work at 5 o'clock, you got to take the whole day off.
Yeah, all the most important shit closes like right when you need it. That's just how.
Well, you get to leave work, why don't they?
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, but anyways, the show's awesome. And you guys, did you start off both being on the show for State of the Realm, or did that kind of evolve?
Well, when the show was first coming out, Mel and I were trying to figure out who we wanted as a co-host, and we tried a few different people. We ended up landing with Sly because he was like, why? It was because you were vastly different than me. You weren't someone who was going to agree with me. You were someone who we were going to bicker back and forth. We had different views, and we had very different play styles. And it was a contrast that led to the. Hey, trying to have a show here.
Hey, come on, Call.
Wait. Is that the Cloud bike? Was that the Cloud?
Yeah,
bike?
that was Cloud. He was
nice.
driving by. Yeah.
That's okay. I have Doom Train come by every once in a while. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
So we ended up landing on Sly, and it ended up being a good fit. He needed a few episodes to get situated. He was a bit nervous those first few. We go back, watch it. It's pretty apparent. But he stepped it up.
Oh yeah, my first episode, I literally started MogTalk with no clue about what I was expected of when I was starting a podcast. I was like, I just want to talk about Final Fantasy 14, and I just started it, had my camera up there, and had someone from my stack talk to me. And so, unless if Sly has any experience in the past with it, I'd be amazed if you just went in there. Yeah.
No. None.
Yeah.
It's like. Yeah, go ahead.
You were Stutter McStutterson for the first few. Oh yeah, and the beer didn't help.
Did you drink a lot of beer every single episode?
I had to get stronger beer. That was the only thing. I had to get stronger beer. I'm like, okay, I can't just get a lager. I need an IPA that's like 12 point something, and it improved.
Yeah. I mean, it's odd at first getting onto an episode like that too, because a lot of people here who I think are extremely like well-achieved streamers will come onto the show and they're nervous about it. Why you see so many people will come to your stream, way more people than come to my stream, and way more people that will come during the show, but you're still kind of nervous coming on the show at all.
It's a different dynamic than just streaming though. It's a show. It's a podcast. This is something that's going to be permanently put on YouTube.
Yeah,
I mean,
it falls into the abyss. It does.
Yeah, and like you only get one take. You can't retape it. You can't go back and say, I didn't like that. Like let's do that again. No, it's.
You sure about that? Because this last episode of State of the Realm, we sure did.
Yeah. And who's the one who fucks up all the time?
Oh gosh.
I got a lot of responsibilities.
I was actually having a stream that reminds me too, because when we started up the show, I had my mic off and I went through for OBS, not for Skype. And it went through like a good 5 minutes of me introducing the show and everything. And then I'm like, okay, no one heard anything.
Familiar.
That sounds very familiar to this last Tuesday.
And I was like, okay, guys, reset. And then I went through the entire thing. And the guest, I was saying the exact same thing to the guest the entire start of the show. So it was a little bit awkward, but I had to get it. I had to put it on YouTube. And I have to edit this so much, mainly because of Ethys. Ethys messed up a lot, right?
Oh, and of
But-
course he always does. It's always
Yeah.
his fault. It's
Yeah.
not really Sly's fault. It's just when Ethys isn't around, he's the scapegoat.
Oh.
It's actually Ethys's fault though. It's not Sly's fault.
I
Yeah,
feel like I
like-
need to get another scapegoat. That's
Who would be the scapegoat for you?
it was Adagio. Adagio was the scapegoat,
Yeah.
but he had work stuff that happened with him, and he's bailing on the show later. By the way, just to let you guys know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Gilly, right?
Yeah, Gilly's gonna no, he's bailing. Adagio's bailing on that part. Gilly's
Oh.
coming.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
because
Adagio's bailing on the show about bailing.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
that jerk. Yeah, well, he has something to go pick up his mother from the airport that he forgot about or something. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Forgot about it.
Yeah, but okay. So when doing State of the Realm, what do you guys have? What's your core idea behind the show? When you started, were you like, "This is what I want to create as a show," or were you just like, "Hey, I want to come up here and just BS for like 2 hours"?
A little bit of
Isn't it a
both.
little bit of column A, column B? Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It's definitely a little bit of both.
Yeah.
You want to comment on?
Yeah, it's kind of with Final Fantasy 14. It's kind of difficult to have a show every week because there are weeks where hardly anything goes on, and like, what the hell are we gonna talk about? And we have those winged episodes.
Monday night, it's like shit.
I'm sitting here, I'm like waiting for notes. I'm like, and I'm looking through like the dev tracker and everything, and Googling any news, trying to see what we can talk about. Nothing. And we usually just have to wing it last minute. But yeah, when most of the times when we do have something newsworthy, we have a pretty sizable show. We have at least
Yeah.
some content to talk about.
And Mel comes up with a lot of ideas that we push forward that either she or I will write up some show notes for, and we'll have a general idea of where we're going. We've done a few shows where it's literally just like state of the realm and chill, where it's like, hey, chat, tell us, ask us some questions so we have a show, please.
So are you saying? So for future reference, you're saying I can actually fish during those shows because?
Oh,
you don't have
absolutely not.
Okay.
Listen, you already tried doing hunts during the show. You already tried.
That was before the show. That was during the intro, and I got the hunt down right when you finished your intro.
And then you also had the one time where the
UPS
guy
showed up.
the UPS guy showed up, and it's like you're that's 2 strikes, Sly. You got one more. That's it.
That's actually a common issue with a lot of guests is that they during the show, for example, Arthas was getting his relic during the show when he was on it. It was like
Every minute matters.
every minute matters. It was pretty funny. I think he actually got it while he was on the show, and then of course he's ranting about the whole situation too. And I didn't know this though. I didn't know about it until afterwards, and he told me. I was like, USOB.
God, I'm gonna fish during the show one day.
Yeah, just do it. I mean, how's he gonna tell, right?
Until I go over and it's like, so Sly's like, huh?
That's happened a lot of times on the show too.
Wait, I got patience up. Hold on. 10 seconds.
No.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so tell me, is your show? If you had to nail it down as something, you had to say this is a new show. This is a show about telling people why they suck. This is a show. Is it just a complete variety show? Would that be the best term, like a variety?
Yeah.
It's
okay.
like the Hannity and Combs of Final Fantasy 14, if anybody knows what that is.
I don't.
I don't
Fox
either.
News, Fox News.
You watch
show.
Fox News?
Oh yeah, Fox
Okay.
watches Fox News. Got it.
Okay. Do you like Fox News, Sly?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay.
It's funny.
What kind of foxes do they report on?
Do you guys want to get into politics while we're talking?
No. No.
Really?
Nope.
Really?
No.
We could talk about Eeyores and politics, but that was last segment. Last segment. Ethys lost his chance on that one.
Good
Oh, yeah,
job,
he did.
Ethys. Good job. Good job.
Such a
God, how many
disappointment.
times am I going to bring it up during this anniversary?
Oh, keep going. Please
Just keep
do.
going.
Just
You
keep going.
let down the show like you let down your wife Skylar. You just let her down. every-
Good one. Good one, Happy.
That's
Thank you.
Mr. White reference.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But yeah, it's like I would classify the show as a point counterpoint kind of show.
Okay.
Yeah, it's variety, but at the same time, like Mike said, we usually bicker over everything. There's hardly anything we agree on.
Yeah, and that's good.
That's why I have him.
Right. That's excellent. Because if someone comes on the show and all they do is really agree completely, and they don't offer any kind of other side to it, it's kind of not as interesting. But you don't want to take it to the next level where you make a point to disagree. Although I'm pretty sure you guys might run into that.
Oh no, we've never deliberately said no. I'm gonna hate you on this, or
Yeah.
I'm planning to hate you on this.
And that's what I like about it. It's so fluid. We don't have to kind of force it out. Like it's just so fluid all the
You just
time.
naturally butt heads.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right, I gotcha. Okay, so I actually want to talk to you guys. We talked about it. I guess we got a few hints towards it. But how much time do you guys really make and invest to make sure each show happens?
How long is this show?
It's 2 hours, I think. It depends.
Like an hour to an hour and a half,
Yeah.
and then like the 50. So then you have the 30 minutes before the show.
Right.
50 minutes of that is pre-show.
Mhm.
So let's put that at 2 hours, and then you have the show notes. When Mel's doing them and they're thorough, that's like another hour to an hour and a half. When I'm doing them, it's like 20 minutes. And
How often does
And
Mel
usually- and
step
usually
in?
When Mike does the notes and I get them like probably last minute, I have how much, like 30 minutes to 45 minutes to kind of make my own little edits within the notes.
Well, I'll give it to you in the morning. You're just not available until then.
What time do you wake up, Sly?
What, 9?
PM?
You know what? I would believe that. That's the bad thing.
Well, okay, so Mel helps you guys out a lot. Mel is like an amazing person. And of course, I want to give a shout out to her always. She's like the business lady of Final Fantasy XIV Twitch community almost.
I call her Olivia Pope from Scandal because she's like so behind the scenes. It's not even funny. She gets so much done behind the scenes and you don't even know it.
Yeah, and it's excellent. So how often does she like say, all right, this is the show we're gonna do, and this is how we're gonna set it up? Is that every show beside that you guys don't come on and you say, hey, we have nothing to?
In a percentage wise, I'd say like what, 90%?
90%?
Mike?
Yeah. 90 sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh man, she was doing her own podcast, wasn't she, for a while?
Yeah, she did a few of them.
Yeah.
She did.
Okay. Anyways,
Bring that back.
bring
please.
it back. I would be happy to help her out and be on that show, and not even help her out. It'd be my pleasure to be on that show, and just kind of talk about whatever. So if she,
Sure.
yeah, I will. I'm gonna send her a Twitch message or a Twitter message right between the calls, or not Twitter message. I guess it
Right
should be.
between-
Yeah,
Just a
Skype.
setup for the next call. Isn't that more important?
Oh yeah, I guess I do have only 10 minutes, right? That's all right. So the next question I kind of have for you guys is, when you're deciding your topics, how do you go about deciding your topics? Is there a formula for it? Or are you like, oh, well, we talked about this maybe a month ago, we shouldn't talk about it again? Or are you just like, whatever you guys are really most interested in talking about, you're just going to do it?
Okay, so there's an order.
Okay.
I do the notes, so I'll present them. Although we started, because what we used to do is we just give Sly the notes, and then like he adds anything he wants, and then now more recently, like where it's like, Sly, what do you want to do? Because like it's like we need ideas, please, something, turn it out. It's like, okay, did anything actually happen this week? Yes,
And
that's
see,
on the show.
the content will do it for us half the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Where we'll just like whatever happens during the week, for example, the trailer.
Yeah.
Hooray!
3.2 Taylor. Thank you for a show. It's like, thank you, Square. You just gave me a
Thank you.
show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then it's like, no, okay, go to Reddit.
Go to Reddit. That's funny. Reddit's a great source.
What's a hot topic in the community right now?
Mhm.
And then you can look at the general forums, but I actually don't think I've ever gone that far as to check the general forums.
Right.
I'll check the dev tracker, but not the general discussion forum. That's
Yeah.
And in terms of some kind of subtopics for the show, because for example, one thing that I've started doing as of recent is, you know, a little conversation at the end with Happy, and it's something that happens, like a conversation that kind of happened in stream, or something that, you know, people ask all the time, new players ask all the time. So it's kind of easy to get that from the community itself and present it into the show.
Yeah. And then if that's not there, then we look at the game and go, okay, what haven't we spoken about recently? Crafting,
Gathering,
raiding,
housing.
how to make money, housing, special challenges, community events.
Lords of
something.
Verminion.
Have you guys had a Lords of Verminion show?
No, we have not.
No, we have not. That's probably like the
That's very
last
daring.
resort. That's the last resort. That's probably like a last resort show.
I swear, if you guys got a Lord of Verminion show, people would show up to it just to hear what people would actually have to even say. That's different from what everyone else already
that
says.
means I would actually have to do Lords of Verminion again.
It wasn't. I like the single player stuff.
It wasn't.
It was good time
that
sync.
bad. It wasn't. Yeah, the single player was fine. It's just when I get in with other people and. You know,
I've never been able to. I've tried, and I'm like, I don't have the patience for this. I guess I got to go on and do something else.
You know what the funniest thing is? When you go to that part of the gold saucer, and there are people that are trying to win trade, and you're in the instance, and they're like, "Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! You're messing with our queues. Get out! We're trying to win trade over here." And it's like,
right.
Okay,
That's pretty
I'm
rough.
Sorry for being here.
It really irritated me going into. I don't know if you guys even heard any of the triple triad salt I had with Gold Saucer when it came out, but man, I was angry at the tournament. I was so excited. Like, that was the one thing that I was looking forward to. Triple triad. It was going to be my little thing that I was going to conquer. I was going to have streams on it. I was going to do everything with it. Then they gave no outlet for serious competition for it.
Yep, pretty much. You want a serious competition? You better set one up yourself.
I did.
Keep trying. Exactly.
I got, you know what? I went and I said, all right, I spammed for a week, and I was like, whoever wins gets 1,000,000 gil. If you win it, 1,000,000 gil, all right? I got 8 people to sign up. 5 of them showed up. Oh, 8 people. 5 of them showed up.
Who got the buy? Who got the round buy?
God, I can't remember. I can't.
Did they actually end up winning?
Yeah, somebody won, and I gave them 1,000,000 gil, and it was done with. It was a quick thing.
The easiest meal you can probably get.
Yeah.
Did you do single elimination?
It was I think it was double.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a winner bracket, then I went to a loser bracket, and then just kind of went from there. And I had to participate, but I lost. And I was looking forward to losing.
If you had won, I would have said that shit's so weird. How are you even going to participate unless you go up in the you're just like automatically like a semifinal berth?
It was really easy to. You know, he had to go an honor system, right? Everybody had to say, "Oh, I won" or "I lost" or something. And if they disputed it, they would have to send screenshots and then go in. But no one's going to do that. No one's going to like fight over it that much. But I don't know. It was so easy to manage because there's just no one there.
Yep.
All right, so let's get back to State of the Realm a little bit here. I want to actually. You guys had your 50th episode as well recently.
Yeah. 52nd one is coming up soon. You're gonna like that one, Sly.
Oh yeah, guess who's not gonna be there?
Ethys already tried to give me shit for that on the last segment.
He already did it last segment. Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I'm still giving you shit.
It's not my
year.
It's not mine.
It's the year of the show. 1 year of the show. You may not have been here.
I'm glad you get to celebrate your 1 year.
This is actually my 1 year because I skipped 2 episodes. Because
where's the cake? Where's the hat?
I mean, if you skip 2, how's the 50th your 1 year? Oh, you mean like in terms of actual time frame?
Yeah.
Like okay.
Well, the pilot happened, and then like the very first episode happened on the 16th of this month, and so I'm just saying this is the 1 year. Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll take it.
And so this is the 1 year 50th episode. It all kind of rounds out. Because I had to skip for one, I went out of town, and another one, I had to do work stuff, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm not gonna have anyone. I could have been at 49 this week if it wasn't for Kerr. She hosted that first show.
That's true.
Shout out the Kerr.
Shout out to her. She's
Her.
always, like, every single time I get a second, I want to give her a shout out because she's definitely, I will always say that she's the reason that MogTalk exists. So, anyways, enough about that. I wanted to actually talk about you guys and the future you guys are looking forward with State of Realm. Are you just like, this is exactly where I want it to be, I'm happy and content with it? Is there like a development plan for it?
Well, I wouldn't say there's a development plan for State of the Realm per se, but there's something in the works. We're not gonna tell. Yet,
We can't say.
Yeah,
we can't say yet. But
Okay.
there's something very, very fun that's it'll happen soon. We've been hard at work getting it set up, getting it ready.
But
Excellent.
even with State of the Realm, there's always room to grow. I feel like there's always room to kind of get good,
Get
better.
good. Get
better.
good at podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always room to kind of grow the podcast and like have better quality, things like that. You know.
Mhm.
So who's to say where we'll be in another year, or how the podcast will look? Or
You'll be doing the 2-year on your own too, because that's when 4.0 is coming out.
Most likely. Yeah.
yeah.
Could be 4.2. You never know. Maybe they'll keep it to.
It'll be like 3.4 by then.
Well, it depends on how much they celebrate for, whenever they come out with the expansion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Are you guys? First off, are you guys going to FanFest?
Of course.
Fuck yeah.
I am so looking forward to that. It's going to be a different experience for me. Oh,
Sorry, I
gross.
had to do my Bane voice. Of course.
Oh, I thought you spit into the cup or something. I was like, you're gross.
Of course. Why would I spit into the cup on friggin' television? I didn't want to say stream. I just wanted to say television.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're on television.
We
guys.
are on TV right
It's
now.
Frosty TV. It's
Right.
television.
Exactly.
MogTalk. Yeah, there you go.
So we should definitely get together and set something up for FanFest, where we all just get together and just like go drink beers and just hang out for like a night. Show up like a night early. All right.
You gotta show up a night early. Like, first of all, you gotta show up. I think you've gotta show up a night early to the early night, because the first night is registration,
Right.
and then it actually starts. And they actually threw a party the night of registration, which was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was cool. Although, you know what's funny? During that, I saw this huge line going out the door. I was like, there's no way I'm getting in there. Then I found out the line meant nothing except for going up and getting pictures with like a person that was up there in cosplay. And so I sat outside not going into the party for like 3 hours. I felt kind of dumb about it. Like, there's a lot of people in line
Everybody's drinking, and you're still in this line. Like, wow.
And
why
that's
am I still in this line?
Eventually I figured it out because I saw people walking in and out of the doors. I'm like, are they VIP or something? Like, what's going on?
Nope, just getting their picture taken with Garuda.
Oh, that was such a blast. And everyone had like those phones up, and they were like had the scrolling servers and everything, trying to meet up on the same server. That was.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a fucking like banner for Behemoth.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Somebody did that. They had everyone
Yeah.
come up and sign it.
Yeah.
And that
I
was
forgot
pretty
what
cool.
server. I forgot what server it was, but yeah, there were a few of those there. I remember when we were in line, there was a guy who had like one of those like laptops that like has the keyboard can attach or detach, and he was doing Titan Extreme in the line with one hand, and he was doing
There, I was there.
with the hotel Wi-Fi. He's just like,
Did he succeed? Did he win?
No, he wiped like 3 times when I was there.
oh, I
No.
thought he won. I think he won eventually.
I had to stop watching.
Uh,
Like, you're not gonna get that done with hotel Wi-Fi. Good lord.
yeah.
Latency. Good lord.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys another question about State of Realm, just because I have another thought, and I wanted to know if do you guys have anything that you want to do with the show that you haven't been able to do that would be really interesting to introduce to it?
There's a few things. I mean, the one thing that people have always wanted us to do is, and we're gonna do it probably in March at some point, is we're gonna put Ethys on Aerzivia. We're gonna challenge him to a lore show.
Oh,
That's something I wanted to do for a very long time.
Yes.
are you guys
he
gonna
always-
do everything you can to make sure he loses?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And the way he loses is he just doesn't know he's bad. You know, that's it. That's all we got to do is just make him look dumb, because he just loves making us look dumb.
Ask him like really simple questions and just like have a cheat sheet for whoever else is on there. And it would seem like it's a simple question, but he just won't know because it's kind of random and out of place for him. You guys can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I've got a plan. I've got a great plan.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Koji?
I want to see like a disappointed look in his face. I want you guys to do it. If you guys can do it, highlight it and then send that over to me. If you ever catch him doing that. But okay, so the other question, I want to actually dive a little bit into streaming and then going in with 3.2. As you mentioned, you're not going to be on one of the State of Realms because you're going to be doing raiding, right? Is that the reason?
World Prague.
Okay. So is that going to just count you out? You're hoping for just a week? Are you going to just stop streaming completely for a week? Or?
Oh, so the day of, it's looking like I'm going to have 4 hours. And then it's about maybe an hour to 2 hours a day otherwise.
Okay.
Until the following Tuesday, and then it's back to normal.
Okay. Then it'll be... So, only 1 week. Only 1 week. At max.
Well, here's the thing. I expect the first 3 fights to be dead in the first week. I expect it really to be the 4th fight, where they kind of try to push us into needing more gear. And that's either going to die the Tuesday of reset, the Friday after reset. I don't know why. I just have a feeling it's Friday. Or it's going to die the following Tuesday when people get weapons. You know?
Huh.
I think it's going to be a fast World Prague.
Oh, yeah. It has to be. It has to be. They've already said a lot of things that hint towards the progression actually being not so punishing. And if it's not so punishing, that means the people who can deal with the punishing are going to knock it out of the park. All right?
Secrets? My ass, it's a secret. What the hell kind of... My expectation of when it'll die is a secret?
It's not a secret at all. That's like the common thought, I think, between everybody.
It's actually going to be a race, a real race.
Yeah.
Because of the lower difficulty, I believe.
We need to set up, like... I need to make sure I'm following every single group that is doing in-game content. I want to see when people are... I don't know why I'm so excited for it. Maybe it's because of the show and being able to actually interact with a lot of these people who are working on it. I want to see the status of all that. Because this is the only time in 6 months this is going to happen again. We're not going to have this for another 6 months, right?
Nope.
Right.
I mean, you guys don't follow Primal Downs.
3.3. Nah, who cares about
No, who cares about Primals? Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when EM posted about Ravana, I was like, does it matter?
Yeah.
Mew's gonna be like, please.
No, yeah, and then there are people who are doing normal and saying, it was down in like 20. However long each fight takes. That's how long it quickly was down.
It took like 40 minutes to do normal mode or something like that, and I still took off State of the Realm that day because I had originally intended.
Yeah.
But I actually ended up needing him still because I was kind of freaking out because like the storm hit and knocked out my power for a second and I had to wait for it to come back up, and I was like, holy shit, Hap, I'm so sorry, fuck. Ramu took out the damn stream. I
remember that.
Sorry. Yeah.
Did you punish him for it?
No. Whoa.
Did you punish? Did you tase him? That was in the highlight too. Like Gilly was talking about tasing people, our viewers, for some reason. I don't know what it was. It was like, oh yeah, we need to make sure that you bring people, you come in and have people watch, and then we need to strap them down. And then out of nowhere, Gilly's like, tase them. You okay, Gilly?
I've never tased Sly. We can make that happen at FanFest, I'm sure.
yeah, we can. Oh god, there's somebody I'm supposed to get punched by. I forgot. Is it you, Happy? You're supposed to punch. I think on our last episode, we were supposed to like punch each other or something in the face.
Okay, we have to punch each other, and him and
for this conversation. What the
and him and Koji need to have an arm wrestling competition.
Contest.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be really exciting to see.
I love. I said that to the community team, and they're just like, "Koji's gonna get destroyed. Have you seen him?" I was like, "Way to have confidence in your coworker." Oh
yeah, Koji's busy writing. He probably has some really strong arms and hands, right?
Arm, yeah.
He's writing. I'm sure he writes down on paper sometimes, so he probably has the one arm that's a little bit stronger, and then he types a lot, so his fingers could probably crush it.
We're talking about writing correctly.
Yeah.
We're talking about writing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to discredit Koji. I won't go that far. I love Koji. Get out of here, Happy. He's a good guy. All right.
That's a lore compendium. Of course we love him.
Yeah, of course. All right, so we're gonna start wrapping up the show here. We do have a question here for you, from Gummy P. Said, ask Happy if he's going to finish the Healer Happy series.
Oh God. I think that series lost its purpose because it was supposed to be a means of helping new players understand the game. When you get to like the mid 50s, it's like, here I am in the Dravanian 4 lanes doing quests. Wee.
Wee.
So
does that mean we're gonna get a mentor Happy series? Are we gonna
Oh
get that?
man, that's not a bad idea.
I'm
actually.
planning on doing that, like having one night a week at least that I'm dedicated to being a mentor and going in the roulettes and trying to help people, and then everyone can judge the player on stream.
Wow, that's just
That's
so
kinda
kind
bad.
of
That's just
so kind of you.
I knew there was a catch.
No, it's not that bad. I would like it if it'd be kind of cool, right? You sit there and you're mentoring somebody, and then you have people who are like, oh, you got to tell him this, you got to do this. Although Twitch chat's gonna be like, oh, you got to tell him that he needs to do Ice Mage. You know, I'm sure it'll turn into that. Are you guys doing mentor system at all? Are you guys excited about that?
I don't want people to call me senpai. I really don't want to. I really don't want to hear senpai, senpai.
Mm-hmm. Senpai, hey senpai, happy senpai.
Oh God, it just makes me think of the horrible English translations for Persona where they just say senpai like after English words, and it's like, oh, please don't do this to me.
Sly, are you going to teach
was cute.
anybody?
Fuck no, I'm not qualified.
You're not qualified? You didn't get all the stuff? You didn't get
No,
the...
I mean, I'd be qualified on the maybe gatherer side, but I'm still working on.
No, because you need you can't do the crafting or gathering one unless you do both the crafting and gathering prerequisites. You need you need the crafting collectibles and you need the level 60 crafter.
Oh, yeah.
I pay
Besides,
for
I
my
would-
crafters.
I
So
would
don't
listen.
have enough money.
I would not listen to you when it comes to crafting.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I pay for my crafting. Gathering, yes.
Right.
Crafting, no. God,
Now,
no.
did you pay for it or did the funds pay for it?
Yes, part of it came from the United Negro Crafter Fund because a crafter is a terrible thing to waste. So yeah, he's
I
never
love
gonna
that.
let that. He's never gonna let that die. By the way.
Of course not. Of course not. All right. Well, do you guys have any shout-outs you want to do to anybody? Anything that you want to call out while you're here on the stream?
I want to shout out all the Dream Network.
Do it.
That way Sly can't. No, I mean like.
You need to have like a thing that goes on your camera that pops up with the Dream logo.
Yeah,
Every time you say
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what's it called? Yeah, I want to thank all of them because they've been very supportive of the show as well. We've had most of them. I have my jacket right here too.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See?
Wait, where's the
Yeah, I had to look for the logo too.
You can do it. I believe in you.
where's the there it is. There you go.
Perfect.
Mine backwards than yours. Goddamn.
Because I told you I made my camera mirror itself, so it's normal. Right is right, left is left. There you go. See?
No.
And then on top of that, of course, I want to thank Mel and I want to thank everyone in the community for making podcasts like this work and are possible because we do them because you guys watch and listen to them.
Yep. I'm with you there, man. Sly, who do you want to shout out?
I want to also shout out the Dream Network. Fuck
Do
you,
it.
Happy.
Yeah.
Shout out everyone on Behemoth, everyone on the Cool Kids table, everyone who I know, who I don't know, who I haven't met yet. Don't worry, I'm there. Come to Behemoth. If you're not on Behemoth, come to Behemoth. We have wings and beer. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Shout out to Lex who disfigured my room, my
Oof.
private chambers still. And shout out to the United Negro Dragoon and Crafter Gatherer Fund. And thank you for everyone who's helped me get the fund where it
Right.
needs to be and get stuff.
I do have one thing to say.
No, you don't. No, the fuck you don't. No, you
What do
don't.
you mean? Yes, I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Sly, I'm about to tell them what our show is on Tuesday.
Do it.
Okay, good.
We're gonna have Layla on.
Oh,
He's been here a couple times. You know Layla pretty
Layla's
well.
awesome.
He's going to be joining our show to talk about initially dropping out of the world first race, now going back into it after, Group 1 disbanded. And we're also he's also going to join us in the patch 3.2 trailer discussion.
Awesome. Layla is an amazing guest. I think if you guys have him on there, you are extremely blessed to hear what he says, because he's just, I don't know.
I've had to hear his beautiful voice throughout all of A3 and A4 Savage, like Prague between pulls and stuff. So I know.
All right. Well, I also want to thank all the viewers out there watching at the moment. We are still staying live, guys. Don't go anywhere. But we're going to do our break and do a switch over. And next up, we have President. I'm still just going to call you Perez, man. This is Xeno's co-tank, plus Xeno himself coming up on the show. He'll be here in about 10 minutes to talk about enhancing in-game content and his suggestion for it. And I hope you guys, we have diagrams and examples, so it's going to be
diagrams.
fun.
You need diagrams.
You need diagrams, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, I'm going to switch the screen over, and then we're going to do all the setup for that. I thank you again, Happy Sly, for being on here. It was an awesome hour here.
And now I'm going to go eat this beef jerky right here. This Mojo Habanero beef jerky.
Go do it, man.
Oh.
Do it. All right, guys, let's wave bye.
So good. Bye.
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 Bye.